You should fix your health.
Fix your health, guy.
Hey, buddy, you could use some food badly.
God,
That Jack of Blades is a dick.
we are just mixing up so many memes.
And that exact moment, as we descend into Canadian South Parkian speech, like a bunch of goons, it turns 4 o'clock. And it's a strange moment at 4 o'clock here on Wednesday, because Joystiq Streams appears on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but not today. Today is the Joystiq Streams special. We are streaming Diablo 3, Vanilla Diablo 3, but Vanilla Diablo 3 is a different beast now, thanks to a massive update from Blizzard Entertainment. And the marquee feature of this is Loot 2.0. So we have some explorers here today.
Actually, is that the marquee feature? To finish introductions.
Yeah. There are a couple of gentlemen who are diving in to explore how Loot 2.0 and the other balancing tweaks have changed Diablo 3. We have Mr. Alexander Slewinski, news content director at joystiq.com. Hello, Alexander.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, he's this Green Knight character right here.
He is this beetly gentleman. And we also have Richard Mitchell, the reviews content director here at joystiq.com.
Hi,
Richard.
I'm this sweet monk. So we're going to celebrate today either the day that Diablo 3 was either fixed or completely ruined, depending on your point of view.
I'm going to go with fixed so far.
Gonna go with fixed.
Not that I've played anything, but just from the extensive patch notes that are available on Battle.net, if you have not booted up your Diablo in a while, I strongly recommend doing that and taking a look at the patch notes, or just starting the game, because when this new Diablo boots up for the first time, it pretty much tells you a lot of the new updates that are in it, and they seem to make sense. A lot of issues from the original Diablo launch were addressed, and that's nice.
Yeah, so whenever you decide to join me, I am at the road to Alcarnus. If you hop in the portal, or you can click my banner.
Alexander, could you give us a sort of... I realize that all of the many tweaks, like you said, the update notes, the patch notes are massive.
Pages and pages.
Pages and pages and pages. But can you give us a little bit of an overview and what has changed significantly beyond Loot 2.0?
I would need to look at the notes right now.
Well, I will tell you, one of the big things is we have new social features. So they've added clans and communities to the game. That's a big one. Wow. This is a large fella. So yeah, you have clans and communities now. And you can invite people to join your games, or join your communities or your clans. These have their own separate chat channels. They have their own sort of news boards, so that you can post like your clan news and affairs and stuff like that, which is all brand new to the game.
N7 Shepherd in the chat has asked, am I the only one who keeps getting Spanish advertisements? And N7 Shepherd, do you mean on Twitch or in the game? Because if part of the update for Diablo 3 is many Spanish advertisements for El Diablo 3, I would like that a lot. That would get me to play.
Well, it is, I mean, like El Diablo, right?
Yeah, it is El Diablo. I would go with the guacamole.
Oh, I am dying. I died! I died like
what do I do?
5 minutes into the stream. It's all right.
Wait, what do I do?
I'm just gonna revive at my corpse. Just relax. Just relax. Shh, shh, shh.
Wait, no. I'm like rubbing your.
Shh, shh, shh. Everything's fine. Everything's gonna be okay.
So where in the game are you guys right now?
No, I want to know what just happened.
I was murdered Alexander. Is what happened.
Yeah. No, I get that, but I was
Okay.
rubbing your mound, and I was trying to bring you back, but you brought yourself back.
Oh,
So we should also point out that I have not played Diablo 3 since the game first came out.
No,
what is that, 2
neither
years
one of us
now?
has played this for
Yeah,
a very long time.
it's 2 years in May.
So yeah, the original launch didn't do much for me, so I stopped playing. So I really have no idea what I'm doing. So I've got this level 25 character that I built up at that time, but I don't remember how to use him. I don't know what I'm doing. Like I intended to spend the stream just asking Richard. Wait, where did he go?
I went
hold on.
downstairs.
I was intending to keep asking Richard like what he's doing or what's going on.
At the moment, attempting to not die.
Have enough spirit.
Again?
You get yourself enough spirit, you jerk.
Blue Armadillo in the chat says mound rubbing. I like almond joys more.
That's another feature of of the new updated Diablo. 20% more mound rubbing.
20% more mound rubbing.
20% more. Says it right on the
Sometimes
box.
you feel like a nut.
So difficulty is now scaled, which is so it used to be that you would have normal, nightmare,
Hell and Inferno.
and now it just scales like a Skyrim-y sort of game.
So wait,
what's interesting
so you
though,
you can't just turn it on and select. So if you've beaten the game,
yes,
if you've
you
completed the
exploded them all.
campaign, you can't turn it on and say, "All right, now I want Inferno mode. Now I want."
That's the interesting thing is that you actually do still have different levels of difficulty, but those all scale within each other. So, if that makes any sense. So you have the normal sort of brand of difficulty, but it will still scale as you level. And then you have the new like really difficult difficulty, which is called Torment. And there are 6 different gradations of Torment. And the higher up that you slide it, basically, the more monsters you'll fight, the harder it will be, and the more your rewards will be.
Now,
But
Alexander,
honestly, if you're a player who hasn't played in a long time or is starting out, it's just clearer now what you're supposed to, where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to be doing. Like if you start the game now and on normal, it's just like, yep, this is where you're supposed to be, and it says on hard, don't do this unless you've already got like these types of items from the expansion pack, and then for the next level up, it's just like don't.
so what was it
Don't-
like?
don't
What
do
was
that.
it like beforehand?
Well, it was just like classic Diablo, which is you start on normal, and I don't think you could actually start on Nightmare or Hell until you've cleared the game once. I know that there are definitely unlockable difficulties, and the new Torment difficulty is one that you have to unlock. And I see someone in the chat is asking about that the difficulty is kind of like the console versions. They did something similar. They still had the Nightmare and the Hell and all that, but they also had sort of within that normal, difficult, or normal, hard, expert and that kind of thing. I dinged, so I'm gonna...
Richard, you were a big fan of the console version of Diablo 3. You like the Xbox 360 version.
Yeah, I played that quite a bit.
What appealed to you about that the PC version didn't? Why were you drawn to that version?
Well, to be fair, I do like the PC version, and I had played it before. I actually didn't really have a PC capable of playing Diablo 3 for a long time. I was a Mac guy, so I did build my PC, and I did play, as you can see, I played this monk up to level 17, and then I kind of stopped. And part of that is just because Diablo is kind of time intensive. But I really like the control scheme on the console versions. I love using a controller to play this game. It makes sense, and I think in a lot of ways it feels better. And I know that's sacrilege, but I think it's true.
No, I actually we've discussed this before on the stream, but I really do like PC gaming. Where did you go? Hold on, I need to find you. How do I find you?
Just follow the badass.
That's also in the update. There's an arrow that will follow you around if you're awesome at Diablo.
Yeah,
I can right-click on your icon and teleport to player. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, that's awesome.
That worked well.
But just the mapping
But yeah,
of the
no,
skills.
I like PC gaming, but I certainly like PC gaming with a controller even more. And it is disappointing that there is no Xbox 360 control scheme for Diablo 3 on PC.
It seems very, very strange that they would make all of these dramatic changes to the PC version of Diablo 3 that 2 years ago seemed doubtful. It didn't seem like they were going to go and fully remove the auction houses. It didn't seem like they were going to completely overhaul the loot system to, be something that could be free of those auction house systems. And, at the same time, they've finally made these big changes, but they still haven't brought in the controller support. That seems very strange.
Not only have
it
they
sounds
not,
like a very conscious decision for whatever
it does
reason.
well, yeah, and let's be clear.
Was.
It's not only have they not added controller support to the PC version. Blizzard has said they're not gonna. They've said they have no intention of adding it. So, I don't know if that's just in deference to the PC audience, or if they just don't think it's worth it. I don't know.
Well, Z Sleeping Lion in the chat actually makes an interesting point. They say, I like the character controls on a console, but I didn't like the inventory control. And I can see how not wanting to overhaul the inventory system makes a certain kind of sense. Has it changed at all? Are there any changes to the inventory system?
Well, here. Let's look at menus. That's what we like to do in streams.
Exciting broadcasting action.
It's pretty much exactly the same. Now, one of the differences between the PC version and the console version is you have lots of lists. Like, lots of different lists. Like, here's a list of your weapons, here's a list of your armor, and your amulets, and your helmets, and your shields. And so, in that respect, yeah, it's kind of a little... It's not quite... It's a little unwieldy, I guess, is what you'd say. Hold on, I got a new spear. And I can see that. And they simplified it a lot, where they tried to make it... Ooh, a boss. Yes. I will fight her. Wait,
what are you doing?
I'm trying to go fight.
Wait, what did you just do?
I thought we were gonna go fight a boss.
Well, yeah, but we were doing menus, so I thought we could show off the guild, the new guild stuff too.
Oh, okay, all right.
But no, I guess we should fight the boss first, and then we can do more menus.
Well, apparently we're not going. Okay, fine. We're fighting the boss now. Are you happy?
Fight that boss.
But by the way, my wait, is that you talking?
Alexander, what do you hear? Are you hearing ghosts?
No,
being this close to hell.
I thought the woman was talking in a weird Russian accent, and I'm just like, that's clearly a dude's voice. What is going on?
We only do weird German accents on this show, sir.
So the top of my screen has it looks like yellow broken armor symbols. I'm guessing that's a bad thing, that my armor's supposed to get fixed.
Oh, probably. Yeah, it's probably deteriorated. Oh my god. You guys.
B-Tune in the chat said, seriously, you guys are the casuals who play shooters with a gamepad or what? Keyboard and mouse are greater overall. Alexander, you are a very vocal Battlefield 4 enthusiast.
Oh yeah.
When you play Battlefield 4 on a PC, do you play with a controller?
Well, yeah.
Here, let me maybe put this in different terms. The great thing about controllers is they in no way impede anyone else from using a mouse and keyboard if they want to. It's a wonderful thing about it.
Yeah, but Richard, you don't get it. If more people use a mouse and keyboard, then less people will use controllers. everything will be good.
But I mean, I get where that sentiment comes from, but Diablo is about as casual an RPG as there is. You click things and they die. Now, yes, it does get more advanced the higher up you go, and I appreciate that. But, you know, allowing people to use a control isn't going to fragment the community. This is not the same thing as the ability to score, like, a headshot, for example.
See, now, I don't appreciate you rejecting the core values of the mouse and keyboard set and making it seem that these aren't core values that have been part of the PC community for 30 years.
Sure.
Alexander, are you telling me that you vote with a PC? You're a PC values voter, is what you're saying.
I believe in PC values, and PC values mean mouse and keyboard.
I believe in mouse and keyboard. I believe in expansions and not downloadable content.
So look. Getting away from this conversation as fast as I can. We're seeing some of Loot 2.0 sort of in action here. We've been playing for all of 15 minutes at this point, and I have picked up 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow items, I think at this point. 4 rare items that are better than...
What is the yellow designation?
So yellow means it's rare, and that means...
Yellow means rare.
Right. So it's like, you know, color designations, blue, yellow, purple, all that kind of stuff. And so I've already found 3 rare items. Well, 4. There's 1 I can't use. Another part of Loot 2.0 is that there's a chance that any item you pick up will be tailored to the class that you're using. So you don't pick up as much stuff that is for, like, I'm a monk, so if I pick up something for the Huntress, that's not going to help me very much. Or the Demon Hunter, excuse me. So now you pick up more stuff that you can actually use.
And the reason that so much stuff for other character classes used to appear was that the idea was you would take those, sell them, and then buy the stuff for your characters. That was the idea?
Right, but they also had, well, and they still have at the moment, the auction house, which was sort of a source of a lot of, because the thought was, you know, a lot of people said that you can't really compete at the high level. Like, you can't really get through the end game without going and buying stuff from the auction house, which to me kind of ruins the flow of Diablo, because that's the fun of any dungeon crawler, right? Is slowly acquiring new gear, and if you feel like you have to step outside the bounds of the game itself to do that, that doesn't feel very good to me.
Yeah. James MN87.
Actually, I want Richard to point out one more thing. Richard, can you?
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to find you again. Can you bring up your inventory again?
Yeah.
So now there are 3 different types of potions there, and I'm guessing that's because the potions used to be 3 different kinds.
Right.
Can you talk a little bit about the potions in 2.0?
So that's another thing they changed is, you know, they used to have small potions, large potions, medium, and stuff like that. Now there is a single kind of potion, just health potion, instantly restores 60% of your life. It still does have a cooldown of 30 seconds. And any potions you already had in your inventory are automatically converted to this new kind of potion. Oh, and they have a very...
So now you can grab one of those potions and dump it into the other, and it will stack.
Yep, and I just did. So that is that's one of the other new features. In fact, something else you'll see is that they have sort of rejiggered the stats for your special weapons. So now they have primary affixes and they have secondary affixes. So they're 2 different categories, and I think the idea was that they didn't want stats that would overlap or counteract each other.
Richard, we have an affix-related question here in the chat. James MN87 is wondering, are boss fights any better? And do the boss fights have new affixes? Am I reading this right? He says, are boss fights any better now, like with new affixes?
I'm not positive about that. The boss, Magda, who I just fought, is the first boss I've fought since this patch came out. It's the first boss I've fought on the PC version in a year? I don't know. But I do know that they have made numerous changes to the bosses. Those are listed in the patch notes. I think they've changed the way that elite monsters, like they've changed the affixes on those. and how they work. I couldn't give you details, but I mean the patch notes that we posted on Joystiq today are ridiculously detailed. So
Yeah.
Was this map here before? This map level?
no, they've changed that too. So if you hop
Okay, because I'm like, I don't remember this at all.
yeah, if you hop onto a waypoint, you now have this lovely looking map as opposed to a list. Because before you just had a list of locations and you had your quest marker showing you which one of these locations you should go to. So this is very different.
This is far more intuitive.
And it just looks nice too. It gives the world sort of a sense of reality that maybe it didn't have before.
You know, this is, to return to the potion subject for just a second, you know, like I was telling you guys, having never really played a Diablo game, my familiarity with it I have a familiarity with the very superficial aspects of it. I know what Diablo is supposed to look like. And in my head, the red potions for health, blue potions for mana is very iconic. And, I kind of respect Blizzard's willingness to do away with sort of an iconic visual indicator of how the game is supposed to work. Do you guys like that sort of streamlining? It's very rare to see an established series of games do away with that kind of thing.
Well, okay, so first off, we should point out that I'm a huge proponent of streamlining.
Oh, yeah.
In general, like when Firaxis went from Civ 4
I knew it was coming.
Yeah. Like, when Firaxis went from Civ 4 to Civ 5, like, people freaked out. And I'm like, no, I like this. This is better. And now Civ 5 is more, has many more layers on top of it, but is still, like, from a gameplay perspective, still far more streamlined than Civ 4 ever was. So I'm definitely the wrong person to talk about streamlining, because I believe in streamlining.
Sure.
Well, no, that's why I bring it up. Like yesterday, we were streaming Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which you can't get further away from a type of game to Diablo 3 than you can with Donkey Kong. They are diametrically opposed styles of game. But at the exact same time, they're both these modern takes on, very old, established series.
Well,
and I love to see this sort of streamlining in Diablo 3, even though I've never played it. And I think to myself, like, why does Donkey Kong Country still have lives? Why do you collect these dumb little balloons in every stage when you end up with, 70 of them at the end of the third world? So why don't you see that sort of streamlining?
Well, I mean, so this patch did a lot to change Diablo, right? But we should be clear that, I mean, Diablo 3 itself is massively streamlined from Diablo 2, even on the day it launched. For one, you don't get magic potions and things. Every class has their own secondary, pool of resources that they pull from. The monk has spirit. What do you have? Courage or something as the barbarian? Or rage?
Fury.
Fury. And then
Fury, generated when the barbarian uses fury generating skills to take damage, used for more powerful attacks.
So it's the same kind of thing. So it's... Okay, Imperial Throne Room. Oh, Emperor Khan. Here you can see. Here's the boy king I was talking about. But so that was a big streamlining thing too. And then just the way that they do skills. Like, if you played Diablo 2 a lot, I mean, the way I played it, I had about 1 million hotkeys that I set up for, like over a dozen skills. And when you're playing Diablo 3, you have, like a maximum of 6 skills available at any time. It's like a loadout, sort of like, what's that? Guild Wars, something like that.
Well, it's more MMO, like...
It is, very much.
Full Metal 1203 in the chat is asking if there's any news on the PlayStation 4 version of Diablo 3. Unfortunately, there is not much to update on that front, Full Metal.
Did you see all those Snake Eyes just got murdered? God, they just got wrecked. Just wrecked those guys.
I knew you'd come for me.
I'm sorry. That was thrilling. All right. I'm sorry. You were saying. Oh, the PS4.
Yeah, the PS4 version. The PS4 version is supposed to be coming after Reaper of Souls. That's all we know at this point.
Yeah, I'm guessing I think it comes with all that content kind of intact, right?
It does. It does. It will. You know, it's funny. Like I understand that a lot of people are probably thinking, oh, well, you know, if Reaper of Souls is out by the end of March, well, then why isn't the PlayStation 4 version? Why aren't the next-gen console versions going to be there?
I like in the comments someone just said Xbox record that, so that was pretty great.
But yeah, you know, I suspect that considering that the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 versions are still so fresh on the shelves, it may be a while.
I just discovered my right mouse button, and I don't know what that just did. But it just wrecked a bunch of fools. Richard, what does my right mouse button do? Because apparently it does.
That is stuff. So you've got your primary skill and then your secondary skill that you assign. Usually you try to make them go together pretty well. And I guess your secondary skill is just wreck shop.
Guys, our joystick compatriot Dave Hinkle just showed up in the chat and is asking which class in Diablo 2 is comparable to the monk.
I don't know that there is one. Maybe the chat would be better at answering that. I played Necromancer a lot in the first game, and some assassin. I never really messed around with the other classes very much. But he's like a melee class who's also kind of frail. You have to use his skills to keep him from getting hit and hurt.
See, now the funny thing is, I never played Diablo 2. I only played Diablo 1. So, going from Diablo 1 to Diablo 3 was very, very different for me, just by the fact that, like, oh, why are there deserts and all these other aesthetics going on when Diablo 1 was very much like, oh, what was it called? There was a board game, like Hero Quest, I think.
Oh, Hero Quest!
Yes.
Yeah, it does look like that. It really, like, it's all cages and brick dungeons and...
Someone in the chat notes that the class is kind of like a mix between the paladin and the assassin. That's not too far off.
So Magda was telling
Sorry,
the truth.
continue.
Somehow I knew.
No, I was just, oh, bloated corpses.
Always with the bloated corpses.
Always with the bloated corpses.
Why do they gotta come in here and cause such a ruckus? Just
This
wanted
used to-
something to...
This used to be such a nice sewer.
It's such a nice... A bunch of nice boys used to keep this sewer so nice, and now look at it, it's just filled with bloated corpses.
Can Monk tank? Let me clarify something. I am the world's worst person to answer that question. I have no idea. This is something we talked about this a little bit before the stream started. Like, I am not making a build. I am not making any conscious decisions about the direction of my monk. I'm just doing whatever sounds cool. If I pick up a weapon that's worth more than the one I have, I'm probably going to equip it.
See, Richard, the fact that you can just fire it up and play that way, though, makes me want to play this game.
Oh,
like,
no,
the fact you
it's
don't
great.
have to worry about builds makes it really, really appealing to me.
Diablo has always been that way. It's just a matter of how far you want to go with it. Because if you just want to get through the campaign once and enjoy it, you can totally do that.
Yeah, I mean it's like World of Warcraft. You can play World of Warcraft, well, original World of Warcraft, I should probably say. Was very much like you could play it on your own, or you could team up with a guild, and then, I mean, they would straight up be like, you need to have this specific armor to be this thing when we're fighting.
Well, I mean,
the big
when World
Black
of Warcraft
Dragon.
came out, it was very much like Diablo. It was very similar. And I think maybe it still is, because it's the same thing, right? You just go to town, get quest, complete quest, get stuff. I've got all these pop-ups on my screen, and I don't know where they're coming.
But yeah, like I had every intention, you know, even because we put this stream together at the last second, but I had every intention tonight of being like, okay, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna try this game again, and see if it clicks with me better this time, because stuff like the real money auction house totally turned me off. Really simple things like that map that actually helps me out visually understanding like where I'm going and what I'm doing. There's actually recently played Dungeon Defenders 2, and that's another great example. Like Dungeon Defenders 2 now has great visual representation of like where you are on the journey, and that's helpful to me as a player, because to me it's not just like, oh well, I'm going to this dungeon to get this piece of blue loot or legendary loot. I'm doing it to like go through an experience.
Right. Well,
Just a little bit of a tease for everybody on that note. You tune in next Thursday, not tomorrow, but the Thursday after, March 6th. Alexander is going to be playing Dungeon Defenders 2 with the developers of the game here on Joystiq Streams. And that's going to be super cool.
Oh, did I just find the legendary weapon? I did. Let's...
Show it off.
I'm gonna try it. It's a shield, though, which, I mean, I don't even think I have any one-handed weapons to use it with. So here, I'll just equip it just to have it in my inventory.
Alexander, out of curiosity, why did you decide to skip Diablo 2 way back when? I'm always fascinated when somebody,
honestly,
leaves a series.
It really just never came up on my radar.
That does not look like anything this monk should be using, but it looks pretty cool.
What is that? An armoire?
Yeah, it looks like he just tore the door off of a cabinet.
Functional.
Oh man.
No, it never really popped up on my radar. I was super into StarCraft, and I think Diablo 2 originally came out during college, and I was into StarCraft during college, and just never really played it.
I've watched over you all your life, but I never dared get close because of the danger that always shadows me.
No, it's not
Oh, is this a spoiler here? If you haven't played the game, la 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 la.
If you haven't played this 2012 release,
Yeah, there's got to be a statute of limitations on spoiler warnings, man. Like, once you get 18 months out, I think...
oh, is that the rule? Is that what we're going with?
I'm going with that. I'm making it's completely arbitrary, and I just
okay.
looked it up.
Well, I'm just going to remember the Agnello rule.
The Agnello rule.
Of spoiler warnings. It has to be 18 months. I'm going to throw that in your face.
Anthony, there's a legit question in the chat right now asking about whether the weapons bind with the update. And if you're not down on your lingo, a bind just means that like once you own it, it's yours. I believe from reading the patch notes this morning that any weapons you pick up during a multiplayer match, you can trade them to the other players in your game for up to 2 hours after they've dropped, but after that they bind, if I'm not mistaken.
It's also bind on account now.
Yes,
I believe.
That's right.
So wait, if it binds on account, if you start a new character, do you still have the goods? Is that how that works?
Well, I think
Well,
if it's bind on account, you should be able to put it into like your stash and have another character pick it up.
I'm surprised Kane never...
Remember that Diablo 3 is very much like a MMO, so you own an account and you can access that account.
Right, within that count you have several, like a stable of characters.
And the game comes on a cartridge that you plug into.
If you have trouble getting it to run, just blow in it for a second.
Only two evil
and then put it into your TurboGrafx 16 card slot.
Now, what do you do if the battery dies on your Diablo 3 cartridge?
Now this is hard. I mean, because no one wants to lose their save.
Right, no one wants to lose their save.
Right. But I mean,
can you imagine if the internet was around back in the day when batteries on cartridges saved data? The world would burn.
After 10 or 15 years, the battery will degrade and you will lose your Diablo character. It is inevitable, but unfortunate.
Can you imagine the PR spin that would need to be put on anything like that? Be like, in 10 to 15, but 10 to 15 years, you're telling me my save is going to be gone? Yes.
That is precisely what I am telling you.
All right, here's something. I don't know if this is like a thing that people should do in Diablo, but it's what I do. Like, when I get back to town, I don't sell anything. I just take all of my magic items, I turn them into crafting materials, and then I leave. That's pretty much how I roll.
And then I build a house with all of that crafting materials.
Wait, what am I supposed to do? So I talk to the artisan here?
Oh, and you should repair your stuff if you haven't already.
Well, talk or craft?
You want to craft. Talk craft.
I want to talk craft with you. Forge weapons, forge armor, salvage, repair.
You want to repair.
Uh-oh. Oh, cutscene. Wait, what happened?
Look, everybody, it's a cutscene. It's real pretty. The witch Adria. I'm skipping all of this.
I was trying to salvage stuff. And,
I haven't even seen this stuff before, and I'm skipping it for all of you. Yeah, one person telling me I hit spacebar to skip talking because I guess they don't want to see it. You're going to be completely lost. When I start hacking away at the next monster, you're going to have no idea why.
Wait, so salvage?
Yeah, so if you take any magic items you don't want, just drag them over to that anvil, and you can salvage them.
Which are the magic items?
Anything that has a colored border. Oh my god, is that really... Well, you probably have all magic items. I cannot believe we're having this conversation right now. What does the right mouse button do? Oh my god, did you see it?
Wait, you disappeared from in front of me.
Aha! Oh no. Did the monk bite off more than he can chew? Stay tuned.
Next time on
Nope.
Diablo
Oh my god, I just
3.
knocked that demon's arm right off. Just knocked it right off. But by the way, the guy who was talking about the spacebar in the chat room, I was just joshing you, man. It's fine.
Actually, just under the spacebar comment in here is Krem CTD, who's also playing the Loot 2.0 update here. I guess we're just calling it the Loot 2.0 update.
Yeah, for brevity's sake. Yeah.
For brevity's sake. And, you know, he says, the removal of the mandatory difficulty trek in favor of mob scaling and the option to actually select how you want to play, you know, is great. He says he loves it, and that's how it should have been from the beginning. But, you know, he also just, I love this one sentence. He says, I love it now. Things actually want to kill me, and I have to defend. And, like, getting down to the brass tacks of feeling like here is a big playability change is so interesting.
Yeah, I think it's...
So we've covered the potions, we've covered the difficulty. We did some of the inventory stuff.
Oh, God, I hate these
Anthony,
guys.
can you or Hinkle, can you pull up the patch notes and start telling us what else we should be covering right now while we're trying to play this game?
Well, I think, you know, I think that's, in some ways, a lot of the stuff that we like is the stuff that maybe other people don't like. Because I think there are the people who do enjoy, not to sound snippy about it, but sort of like almost a spreadsheet level of detail, like finding the perfect combination of items and things to get through, oh my god, I'm gonna die again, to get through the tougher challenges and to get through the higher difficulty levels. And I can understand that. But at the same time, you know, I also want to just be able to enjoy myself, so.
Yeah, but that's a few thousand people. Like,
Oh my god.
I
got a rare
few
helm. So, okay, let verdict on Loot 2.0. It's pretty dope. I've already got a rare helm. And the thing is, that audience we were just talking about is going to see how easy it is to get loot and not enjoy that.
But if it gets more people to play the game, isn't that better?
I don't know. We're getting back we're getting back into the controller mouse discussion.
Richard, I now want there to be like 90s style PSAs for the update. Be like, Diablo 3 1.0 was whack. Loot 2.0 is totally dope. You kids gotta try it.
Have I?
And now we need a bad rap.
Yes.
I know, no, that was German club music. Somebody call Bismarck.
Utsa, 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 utsa.
No, I guess we are in the right area.
Oh, baby, you got what I need.
Where's the flooded causeway?
I'm just following your flowy skirt.
It's a habit, sir. Oh, someone's asking about the pools of reflection. Haven't seen one yet. That is another new addition that gives you, I think, just a 25% experience and magic find buff, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, what are they?
They're called pools of reflection. You'll find those in the patch notes if you are so inclined to look for them.
Walking through the desert, wishing I had a dessert. Oh my god! Speaking of desserts, words, pronunciation.
Words that start with DES and then get weird in the middle. That's...
Wait, can we pimp out the Ben and Jerry's new core ice cream?
Core?
It's like vanilla and chocolate with like a solid core of chocolate in the middle or something, or fudge.
That's just ostentatious.
It seems just kind of like lazy ice cream design, if I'm being honest. Oh, guys, I just unlocked a skill category, not just a skill, an entire category. Let's check it out. Oh, mantras. That sounds exciting. The mantra of evasion. You and nearby allies gain greatly increased dodge chance. Oh, good. This is like the first time I played with another human being, so that works out really well.
I'm gonna ask.
Oh, is that what my strength in numbers does? Receive increased magic find, gold find, and experience for each nearby player in a multiplayer game?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Oh, okay. Hooray!
Oh, Susan is... I don't understand the core. I do not understand the ice cream thing, I guess.
Well, you should never skip core days like you should never skip leg days. Should always work your core with ice cream. Delicious, delicious Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Diablo 3 Loot 2.0 brought to you by Ben & Jerry's Core Ice Cream. Taste that chocolatey core.
Taste the chocolate core.
You got. You're not marketing it right. Devilishly delicious. See?
No, just the word core makes it sound like this is like
diabolically good.
Diabolical. Oh! Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Start over.
Yeah. Diablo 3 Loot 2.0 brought to you by Ben & Jerry's new core ice cream. It's Diabolico.
No.
You're mine, Special Wasp! Oh my god! Where are these lasers coming from? Why are there lasers in this high fantasy world?
Destroyer of Worlds is suggesting that Richard seems lost.
No! I know! I'm following this arrow! I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just going where the arrow points. I'm not even gonna fight these guys.
Hey, wait 1 second. Wait, hold on. We got a special guest coming in.
Oh no.
Excuse me, Domestic Samus, can you pick up some of that ice cream on the way home?
Okay, first of all, hi, I'm Domestic Samus.
Domestic Samus? What are you doing on the Diablo 3 joystick stream?
Hi, I just wanted to say while you guys were busy saving the world, thanks for that, by the way. I just wanted to explain the importance of the ice cream.
Domestic Samus, what does the core bring to the ice cream?
See, it's really important for me as a girl to provide you with the optimal ice cream experience. Because that's my role.
God, that sounds...
Is to bring you the things that you want.
It's too accurate. It's too accurate.
Now, before we end up on NeoGaf for the sexism,
Yes.
Susan, could you please at least explain the joke?
Domestic
before
Samus? Sure. Anthony, during yesterday's stream, Anthony mentioned that he loved, God help him, Metroid Other M, and in an attempt to explain the problem with his philosophy, we introduced Domestic Samus, who, you know, she's just a girl, and she can't do anything until a man tells her it's okay. And really, she leaves the tough stuff to all the big strong heroes while she bakes. So
I really, like, all I could think about all day was, like, a little animation of an ironing board and the morph ball. Like, the morph ball just going back and forth over a shirt.
Well, now here's what it is. You see, imagine the Super Nintendo sprites, okay?
Right.
You got Samus there in front of an ironing board, and then she finishes ironing the shirt, and it floats in the air, and it starts shining, and it's dun 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 dun. You ironed a shirt.
By the way, Vinishini, no, that is not Elmo, but I will give you Elmo.
No! What have you done?
Hi, everybody. This is Elmo.
God.
Oh my god, Alexander, that's insane!
very good at that.
We're going to talk about recycling on the Diablo 3 Loop 2.0 cast.
Gods are constantly watching me.
Oh, God.
You realize, of course, we're going to have to do a stream of just all characters. It's
Yes.
Domestic
Yeah,
Samus
there we
and
go.
Elmo,
I better come up with
and
something.
whoever Richard wants to be that day.
Well, no, it'll be Morgan Freeman.
Oh, that's right,
There you
yes!
go, there you go.
It'll be Morgan Freeman, Elmo, and Domestic Samus. And I guess, you guys will have to play Choo Choo Rocket against each other.
Oh, wait. Okay, so here's a fun Choo Choo Rocket story. When that game
Is there anything that, wait. Is there such a thing as a not fun Choo Choo Rocket story?
I suppose not.
Okay, good.
Maybe if you were just literally describing
Okay.
the game. But when it first came out, and you know, online play was just so fresh and dope on the Dreamcast. Oh my God! Hold on. This is a magic bug. Story halted. Magic bug, and it's testing my resolve. But so when it first came out, I was, you know, setting up my online profile so that I could play some Choo Choo Rocket online, and my online moniker has been forever. It's been Sensei Ram, as anyone who used to listen to our old podcasts would know. And I plug in my nom de guerre, and it can't fit all the letters. It can't fit all of Sensei Ram. So my online name in Choo Choo Rocket was Sense Ira. Like, oh, hello, oh, I'm gonna play some Choo Choo Rocket. Oh.
So you sounded like a public
everybody,
radio.
I'm getting a feeling. I sense Ira.
I feel a presence I've not sensed since I had that bagel this morning.
Coffin.
Everybody, these cats, I need to get away from them. I need to get my mice into a rocket immediately and promptly. I don't want any trouble from you cats.
It's Counselor Troy plays Choo Choo Rocket. Captain, I sense Ira. The mice are feeling fear.
I would like to note how, just again, pointing back to Loot 2.0, how many things I've been picking up. I've got lots of pretty good magic items, and I also have been picking up chipped diamonds and emeralds and stuff like crazy just in the last few minutes.
So
What do you do with the? Are they just to sell for money, or what do you do with those?
Well, these jewels, Susan, I'm glad you asked. These jewels, you can socket them to your equipment and make all of your stuff
and I see it.
that
They
much
have
better.
buffs on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. Okay, the whole reason Domestic Samus came in, I didn't mean to interrupt your game with...
No. Actually,
yeah.
I actually want to. So, can you point, Richard, the tiering of Blizzard games? So, white is normal because you keep saying like you're getting epics and whatever, but how do you know that, like, color?
Well, the ones that I know from Diablo 3 is blue are just your basic magic items, and these are just items that have special properties attached to them. White items are standard items that have no special abilities whatsoever. They're just vanilla, and these are things you'll need to actually craft other weapons. And then you've got the yellow, which are rare. And then you have orange, which are the legendary items. If I remember correctly, purple items are unique. It means that they're not something that you'll get more than one of. It's like this is the only one of its kind.
So wait, it's the only one of its kind that will appear in your game?
Well, it just means that this isn't something that was randomly generated by the game for you. This is something that was designed. And there's also sets, like loot sets, like you'd see in any MMO nowadays.
I really wish that there was like a universal RPG developer guild so we could all just have one standardized color scheme.
That is true.
Right?
I mean, to be honest, like pretty much everyone has, or every Western developer has kind of co-opted the Blizzard coloring scheme. If you play other games, like white, yellow, blue, orange is kind of the way things are tiered now.
True, but they don't always go in the same order exactly.
Yeah, I want to say maybe
That's the problem.
Torchlight was different, maybe.
Sure, go ahead and say that.
And I've been informed in the chat that green is the color they use for set items in this game.
Susan, I know that you are not a PC gamer in general. Have you ever fallen down the Diablo hole? Have you ever gotten into one of these games?
Not Diablo, no. Because I had it. I did buy Diablo, or it was Diablo 2, one or the other, I forget. Way back in the before time, because it was one of the few games that would play on a Mac. I had a Mac at that time, and I was very excited at the idea of an RPG that would actually play on my Mac. So I bought it, and I didn't know much about how the game actually played at the time, and I didn't have a mouse. I only had a trackpad.
Oh no!
It was terrible. So that lasted like 10 minutes. And I was like,
the horror of a trackpad.
Yeah, that was bad. So that was my one and only. And I was going to actually pick up Diablo 3 when it came out because my friends were all playing it, and I really liked the idea of playing with them. But then it came out, and they were just pissed, like constantly. They would come into work and just be angry and just rant about it all day. And I'm like, I don't need to pay $60 to be pissed off. I'm good.
Yeah, it seemed to inspire more consistent anger from people that play video games a lot than anything else I have seen come out in the past 5 years. That, 2-week period in May 2012 just got vitriol from so many different people.
And what's I think
here's just
rather
a random
if you
dude
think about
selling
it in context
stuff
now. Well, it's at first, everybody was pissed because it didn't work.
Yeah.
Remember that?
You couldn't get on.
You couldn't get on, and now that's like commonplace. That's like, oh, well, that's just a multiplayer online game. That's how it is. You can't play it for the first 2 weeks.
Right.
So that's an interesting development over the past 2 years. But then, yeah, there was the auction house, and the whole thing about Diablo is supposed to be, you know, grindy, yeah, really amazing piece of gear or whatever, and that was completely removed with the whole auction house thing.
Yeah.
And that felt like a very deep...
Or even if it wasn't removed, the perception was removed.
Right.
Well, the perception
Right.
was like, if you really want really good stuff, you're going to have to buy it from the auction house.
Right.
And not
Right. And
necessarily
that-
with real money, but that was part of it.
Yeah. And it felt like a gameplay betrayal to them. So.
Yeah, and I mean, I can understand it in principle where they were going with that, thinking, you know, for the past decade, all of our games have sort of created, you know, this black market, and all the way back to Diablo 2. And wanting to control that, fine, I appreciate that, but don't destroy the essential nature of, you know, the game itself that you're trying to make in the process.
And I think that's what 2.0 is. Like 2.0 is, you know, and I certainly discussed this with the developers last year at Gamescom. You know, like this entire patch, this entire update was a rethinking of going back to what should Diablo be if we remove the idea of like quarterly earnings and what is expected from a business standpoint, and look at it more again as a game, and what do the players want as compared to what does the guy in marketing down the hall want.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I understand that a vast majority of game development is, how is this going to continue to make money? How is this game going to become a business unto itself? And I think that, you know, design can accommodate that. There are many, many types of games that can be creatively rich and rewarding to play, that is built with that mindset. But I think Diablo 3 is a great example of how an established game series can be hurt by getting away from that mindset of, we're going to build one thing that is complete before we deliver it to you. We're going to make a definitive statement, and later on, if we're going to change it, we will release new versions of it. We will release expansions, etc.
Okay, but I still haven't told you about this ice cream.
Yeah, about the ice cream!
Oh, wait, that's like the whole reason you showed up.
Okay, so Ben & Jerry's has come out with 4 or 5 new flavors of ice cream. Because the whole thing is they want to give you the perfect scoop of ice cream. So it's 2 flavors in the container, like side by side, like a semicircle of one flavor, then a semicircle of the other, and then a core of either fudge or raspberry jam or salted caramel in the middle. So you just do 1 scoop, and you've got these 2 flavors plus the gooey bit in the middle.
So it's like an obelisk version of Neapolitan ice cream. Is what
Yes, except, yeah, if Neapolitan didn't, you know, kind of suck and taste cheap.
Oh, harsh. Harsh!
True, come on, true.
Alright, wait, what about Neapolitan astronaut ice cream?
I've had that.
That's
I've
the
had
jam.
I can spin too, jerk!
True story about Neapolitan ice cream. I had a friend whose parents were from Hungary, and they moved here, and his dad was learning English, and he referred to Neapolitan ice cream as Van Strachok, because that's what it said on the side of the box. Van Straw Chalk.
That is great.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
You know, I think Van Strachok's earlier films are the better ones.
Yeah, his expressionist period is really the jam.
I mean, there's no one does a TIE fighting action movie like Van Strachok, but I don't know. I feel like he tried to give in to Western influences too much.
So, it is 4:58.
No, it's not. No. Let me keep playing Diablo, Anthony.
Yeah,
We failed to anticipate the part about them stopping.
Richard's horrific addiction
Wait.
to Blizzard's Loot 2.0 update.
Where's Alexander?
We need
Did
to
you
step-
leave him behind again?
He totally did. He just ran
he
off.
can't keep
I was
up.
fighting
Oh my
like this
God.
sandworm thing, and he's just like
hard.
He's like, the loots. I need the loots.
Thank you, everyone in the chat, for joining us for this special stream today. It did come together at the last minute, and
Wait. Nightbird says Van Strachok is his Kraftwerk cover band.
Yes.
Absolutely not his Rammstein cover band.
No.
His Kraftwerk.
I
cover
saw
band.
Rammstein live once. They opened for KMFDM. That's not a joke. That is 100% true.
Richard, hardcore background there.
no!
If you are watching and
Oh god.
you enjoy
No.
Alexander,
How do I make potions happen? Potion.
if you enjoy listening to the Joystiq crew scream in terror and panic as
How do I
giant
make the
spiders
potions
consume.
happen is now a thing.
Revive me, you jerk!
I'm a little busy, Sonny Jim.
You can always find us every Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if there's ever a special stream just like this one, we will inform you about it on Twitter, twitter.com/joystiq. We will inform you about it on joystiq.com. We will inform you about it on Facebook. You can find us by just searching Joystiq. And every now and again, if we need to, we will send Domestic Samus out into the world to deliver leaflets.
I just want
And-
everyone to be happy. And to provide support at all times.
Thank you, Domestic Samus.
It's so hard to be a man.
And Anthony has neglected once again to remember that I am in charge whenever this stream ends. I can end it whenever I want. Here, how do we...
Everyone, please tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. We're going to be streaming Thief. I will be playing. I have never played any Thief games in my entire life and have absolutely no idea what I will be doing. And that happens at 4 p.m. right here.
I feel like I'm watching a company trust exercise during this stream. Like, Richard is just leaving Alexander.
Oh, wait, no. Have you ever been to a trade show with this man? You don't keep up with Alexander, he is out. So, turnabout, ladies and gentlemen, is fair play.
That is Joystiq.
Wait, is that what you talk about me behind my back?
Well, I'm in front of your back right now, buddy.
Oh, dear.
All the time, everyone falling straight on the floor, never forever and ever.
I'm just getting the job done. Is what's going on right now.
All right.
Why are things falling off you, Richard? Are you molting?
I think
What is going-
my shield is just of shoddy construction.
I think that's his armoire shield.
Yes.
His armor shield is
That's-
degrading.
Yeah.
Well,
Richard, turn around and show off your armoire shield.
Yeah, it had a lot of, I think, some old sweaters in it, and I think the moth just got to him.
The mice have been nibbling on it.
Yes. So I'm gonna stop the stream now. Anthony, you can try to say goodbye again if you want, or I can just click the button.
Since Ira, say goodbye.
Oh, goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much for watching a Diablo stream. Come back on Thursday. We're going to be showing off some Thief.
Elmo, please say goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Don't forget to recycle.
And Domestic Samus, please show our guests out.
I just 1 second. I have muffins in the oven. I'll be right back. I'm very sorry.
Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Ta-ta.